Okay, so by now I'm sure that you've heard that you want to have hydrated skin. I'm going to tell you why. The whole purpose of having hydrated skin is to have skin that's like a grape, full of water, firm, beautiful, fresh, healthy color, and line-free as best as we can. That grape is full of water, so hydration means to keep water in your skin cells. If our skin starts to dehydrate, it starts to turn from a grape into a sultana. So gradually it'll start to get fine lines, it will deepen in color, or any pigmentation will start to show up worse, and then it shrivels up, thickens, and turns into a little sultana. So the best way of keeping your skin nice and hydrated is to use a product like hyaluronic acid, which you would have heard of before. But actually my number one tip is to put your skincare on the second you get out of the shower. You're in your towel, like you're not even getting dressed. When you've been in the shower, your skin has been absorbing the water in the shower. The moisture is in there, it's sitting in there. For every minute that you are out of the shower, you're losing water, epidermal water loss. So what you need to do is trap the water in your skin as soon as you can. So for me, I get out of the shower, I dry myself off really quickly, and I put my towel on, and then I start my skin care. I'm gonna start by using a water serum. Any watery serum is usually designed to hold water in the skin. It's got what's called a humectant in it. And a humectant attracts water to itself and it plumps out the skin cells. So I'm going to be using this toning essence, which is a water serum with hyaluronic acid. I'm using half a pump for my face, and then I'm going to use another half a pump for my chest, because the chest is an extension of the face, and so we need to keep that hydrated as well. I'm going through the center panel of the face, and what you would have noticed that I did not do is I did not rub it into my hands. If you're rubbing this in between your hands, then you are going to have your hands really hydrated and not your face. So first step is a water serum. Skincare rules, thinnest to thickest. So your thinnest product goes on first, and then you gradually move up to your thickest product. So next, I'm going to be using my cream serum. This particular cream serum has what's called peptides. I'm sure you've heard of peptides by now. They are like little messengers that go into the activity center of our skin, so in the dermal layer. They talk to our fibroblasts. Our fibroblasts are cells that produce collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid in the skin naturally. And as we age, these things slow down. Peptides are messengers like cheerleaders that go in and say, come on team, you can do it. More collagen, more elastin, more hyaluronic acid. And this is what's going to start to change the way that your skin is behaving. So again, you are applying two pumps to the face, and then 2 pumps also to the chest. I would be doing extra, and I would be going across my entire chest, because remember, we're in a towel. Then we're popping on our eye serum. So our other actives, these products beforehand, I wasn't really bringing those up around the eye, because the eye is really far too delicate of an area for that. So instead, we use an eye serum. Now, before makeup, you do not want to be using an eye cream. I see a lot of advice out there about using lots of hydrating and creamy, nourishing products underneath your makeup to stop it from creasing, or to make your eye area look less like liney, crepey, I guess. It's true that if the eye area is not hydrated enough, or if it's dry, that it's gonna look worse. However, too many layers of creams and emulsions or anything too thick underneath the makeup is actually going to cause the makeup to move more. So if you are experiencing your foundation or your concealer really creasing and moving around under the eyes, then probably you've got too many layers. Opposing that, if you're noticing that the eye area is cracking, so your makeup, it's not moving into the lines, but it's actually cracking over the top of the lines, then that means the product under your eyes is too dry. Potentially you're using too much powder. But we can talk about that later. The key here is not too many layers underneath the eyes for when you're wearing makeup. You want something thin and serum-like rather than something thick and creamy. And then we need to lock everything in with a moisturizer. I am using a water-based moisturizer, again, so I'm not creating an oily, thick, slimy kind of a layer underneath my foundation, but that I am ensuring that my skin cells are like sultanas, no, like grapes and not like sultanas. So I'm just going to take a moment to really massage this in. This particular cream also has zinc oxide complex in it. Zinc oxide is one of the most healing elements that the earth has provided us, but it's a really, really thick molecular structure. And so by breaking it down and just taking the healing element of zinc out, we are having a nice strong skin barrier, which is going to prevent getting really, really red. And it's also going to stop our skin from becoming sensitive to anything. So now that we've massaged everything in nicely and just taken a moment, our skin on our face and around our eyes is nice and ready. One last step is preparing our lips. I am using the Inika lip mask. This has AHAs in it. So this is going to break down like little Pac-Men any of the dead skin on your lips. So this is going to help to prepare for your lipstick, lip balm, lip gloss, lip liner, whatever you're using. You know when you get those like kind of flaky, dry bits on your lips, AHAs, they're going to go in and eat that extra skin away, so it's nice and smooth by the time that you get to your lipstick. So that is going to help you to pop it on nice and evenly, and also it's going to help it to last longer. Now, we are not using a primer. I do think that primer has its place in makeup land. It certainly does. And if you have a primer that you absolutely love and it works really well with your foundation, then that is awesome. But I also think that it's overpriced skincare. And I would really much prefer that you took the money that you were going to spend on a primer, invested it into a skincare system that is going to change the way that your skin behaves and sit really nicely underneath your foundation and prepare your skin really well for the foundation so that your foundation works better, purely because your skin is better. In that sense, you don't need a primer at all. If you were not using a skincare system, and certainly if you were not using a moisturizer, like a good moisturizer that talks really well to your foundation, then 100% you're going to need a primer, something hydrating. However, with a good skincare system, you're certainly not going to need to worry about a primer.